Hi guys, welcome to another monthly reset. We have a lot to unpack for last month and this month, so let's get into it. So starting off with December goals, number one was to get monetized on YouTube, which we did. So me and you clearly, because I make the videos, but somebody has to watch them. So thank you guys for subscribing and watching my video throughout the year. Thanks to you all, I'm monetized. So I'm very excited. I got monetized, let's see, today is the 31st, so I got monetized on the 27th. So it's been a few days. I've been keeping it a secret, so I can tell you guys today. So yay for us. My next goal was to post 5 videos, which I also did. In fact, I think I exceeded that. So I think I posted about 7 videos, which is astonishing. I remember when I was like struggling to get like a few videos up a month. So definitely shows how far I've come in that regard. Like, I'm happy about it. So yes, good times. Now moving on to the third goal was to list 5 items for sale, and I didn't do that at all. I listed 1, and thinking back about like why this was, I think I had a lot of items that I posted in previous months, like they were up for sale, so I sold a lot of items this month, most notable of which was the fact that I sold my Chanel 19 bag. So between that and like packing and shipping and etc., like I wasn't pressed to list more items, so I didn't, which is fine. There's always the rest of the year to get my stuff sold, so that's one thing that I didn't do. Next thing was to contribute to my emergency fund, which I did. In fact, I exceeded that. My emergency fund is fully funded. That is so exciting. I honestly didn't think I was going to make it by my goal of ending it in 2022, so the fact that I did is astounding. We're going to talk more about how that came to be in the next section of the video, but yes, very exciting things. And the last goal that I had was to do one activity for the month, which I did a couple activities actually. I went to the Christmas market. I vlogged about it, so if you want to see that experience, definitely watch the vlog. And then I went to see Avatar, which was amazing. So I think that's about what I did this month in terms of things that I can recall. So yes, it was a good month. So the other thing that I had to do was to stock up on some Bath and Body Works candles because they had the candle day sale, which I also did as well. Now we're gonna move on to finances. So I already did my budget for January, so be sure to check that out. I always do my budgeting videos separately because I go into very great detail about them, and if I combine them with this, it would be like too long. So watch that video if you're interested in budgeting. I will also link my other reset related videos related to the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023 for you guys in the description box as well. Other new things that I did financially this month, as I mentioned in I think a couple of videos now, that I got at Amex. I got the Amex Platinum, which is basically a travel credit card. I was trying to get the Venture X credit card, but because I had gotten the Quicksilver literally last month or this month as well, like Capital One has like a 6-month waiting period between when you can apply for their credit cards, so I could not get the Venture X, so I just went with the Amex in the meantime because like I said, I plan to do a good amount of traveling this year. So yes, this is the Amex Platinum card. It's been okay so far. Like, it has a bunch of nice benefits, but effectively you're paying for those benefits with the annual fee, which is around $6.95. So there's that, and then they did have a welcome bonus of 100,000 points, which you have to spend $6,000 for, which shouldn't be hard. Like in my 2022 yearly budget, you can see how much I have allocated to travel, so I will not have an issue getting to that $6,000 at all. So yeah, it should be interesting. I'm excited to use some of the perks, such as if I can find, depending on where I end up, getting to an Amex lounge. That'll be exciting. I've never been to one because you clearly have to have an Amex card for it. So yes. And then the other thing that I did related to travel financially was that I got a Schwab account. Now, I have known about the Schwab account for a long time, but somehow I was not motivated to open it because, I mean, it's not really hard to open accounts, but it's like, it's just like another thing to do. So anyway, the cool thing about the Schwab checking account is that you have 0 ATM fees worldwide. So I do have the Capital One debit card from the 360 checking account, and that has no international transaction fees. So you won't get charged the usual like 1 to 3% 2% for things that you purchase with it or money that you take out, but you still get charged for ATM fees, which definitely add up, especially internationally. Like I feel like they try to price gouge you internationally. So I decided to get the Schwab account for that reason. So I think I'm going to be getting it in the mail today, so I should be able to take it on my trip to Spain, which is going to be great. So we'll see how that works out. And if you have questions about it, let me know. I can tell you more about it or my experience with it so far. And of course, the most exciting financial move this month, besides getting monetized, of course, that was pretty amazing. It's been a long time in the making, so I'm glad that it arrived. But back to the emergency fund. So that is fully funded. So a little recap from my emergency fund. My goal was to have $20,000 worth of expenses saved up. I had $10,000 already put aside in the Series I bonds. So I needed another $10,000. I don't recall what I started off with. I did make a video specifically about emergency funds, my starting balance, and how to save, etc. So if you're interested in that, then definitely watch that video. But for this month, I must have had $13,000 to start for this month. So I needed $7,000 to fully fund the emergency fund. So as luck or circumstance would have it, I sold my Chanel 19 bag and I used $5,000 from that sale to add to the emergency fund. So that brought it up to $17,000. Yes, I was trying to do some quick math there. I think that's what it was. If not, I'll like make annotations when I go to edit the video. So 17,000, and then from my paycheck, I put another effectively 3,000, but because I already had interest in the account, it ended up just being $2,993.64. So now I have a total of $20,000 saved, which will be very helpful because, as you guys know, I'm going to be going part-time in the new year. So it's nice to have that extra cushion in case something goes awry. So I'm very happy about that. Moving on to favorites. I had a lot of great things happen this month, actually. So one of the things, we'll start with media. So first up, in terms of shows that I watch, The Witcher Blood Origins came out. Now you probably don't know this because I haven't until recently started talking about the things that I like to watch, but I love The Witcher. Like Henry Cavill, I think that's how his name is pronounced, I'm not sure, but anyway, he is a dream to look at. Plus the story itself is actually quite good. So I love The Witcher. I rewatched season 1 in anticipation for season 2, and I will probably do the same again for season 3. Although I heard sadly that they are going to be switching out Henry for another actor, which I'm not keen on, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. I'll probably still watch it, and then we'll go from there if it sucks after that. But Witcher Blood Origin is a prequel to that, so it just explains the story behind how Witchers came to be and how the earth as it was in The Witcher came to be. So anyway, it was really good. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't watch any previews, honestly, so I didn't know what was going to happen, but it turned out to be excellent. I love the story. I love the characters. It was amazing. So clearly, if you like The Witcher, you'll probably like that. Moving on to books, but specifically audiobooks. So for the first time in my life, I have decided to get into audiobooks. And this came about because of the American Express. It has an entertainment credit of $20 a month. So I already was getting my New York Times subscription included in that. So that was $4. And then they had Disney Plus, and you can get Hulu, ESPN, and Audible, and maybe one more thing included in that. So you get to choose $20 worth of whatever ones you want. So in terms of streaming, I have plenty of access to streaming shows, so I didn't need any of that. So I decided to get Audible, and then I got into audiobooks, and it's been life-changing. So the entire month I've been listening to audiobooks, and I have a pretty long commute, like 30 plus minutes, more on the 45-minute side to and from work. So it's the perfect opportunity to listen to audiobooks. So some of my favorite audiobooks this month were The Psychology of Money. Highly recommend that book. It's like, it has so many good tidbits in there that can really change your approach to money and for the better, so that you can accumulate it better, etc. It was just such a good book. book. Like the author was entertaining to listen to, and just the knowledge that you get from it. So definitely recommend either reading it or getting the audiobook for sure. The other book that I listened to was You Are a Badass, and that is also in the self-development category. All of these are, this is just what I've been listening to so far, but I feel like it's just kind of fun to listen to these motivational, like self-development books versus reading them, because sometimes when I try to read them, I'm like, oh, this is so boring. But then somehow when like someone's reading it to me, it's like that much more exciting. So You Are a Badass is basically that, a self-development book. It basically gives you the tools, which we've already heard of a lot of these before, like setting intentions, etc. But she does it in such a fun way. The author, she actually reads the book as well, and she's like very entertaining. So she tells these little stories about her life and how they changed, how she approached things and changed her value, and how she looked at her business, etc. So there's a lot of like anecdotal things in there that were very valuable to me, and I'm sure to everyone else as well. It's a very popular book, so also another recommend. And then the third book that I really enjoyed this month as well was The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. Probably pronounced that wrong, but it's okay. So I'm sure you guys already know about her. She is the inventor of the KonMari method, which is the decluttering method that has swept America in the last several years. So I finally got around to reading about it / listening to it, and I'm very excited because I listened to the book while I was cleaning my house, and I have had a hard time. Like I think the last time I cleaned my house, like a deep clean, was, when was it? I think it was September before I went on vacation. But ever since then, it's been like very hard for me to be motivated to clean. But listening to that book, I was able to like clean my entire house. And you guys probably already know that one of my goals was to declutter half of my possessions this year, now that I have more time to do that. So I will definitely be using some of the principles in that book to declutter. I'm thinking about filming it, but we'll see, because that's a lot of footage and I don't know if I want to go through that. But yes, I'm very excited about all those books. Like I learned so much great stuff this month, and hopefully I can like use that in the upcoming year. Now we're gonna move on to favorite items. So that was easy enough to do. The first thing that I absolutely love that I got this month was my vlogging camera. So this is the Canon G7X. I basically dedicated an entire vlog to it and like testing it out. So watch that if you're interested in what I got up to in the holiday season. But it's just perfect. Like the size is really small. This is the tripod that I bought for it as well. Oops, I like turned it on by mistake, but anyway, it's just super cute. And then it has a little microphone here, which is nice and compact, that I got as well for it, with the wind muff. So it's gonna be great like outdoors, etc. And yeah, so I'm just really excited about taking this along. Of course, I will be vlogging on my Spain trip, so stay tuned for that. The other thing that I loved, courtesy of the Amex, was this Aesop body wash. So another perk of the Amex is that you get not 1,000, I wish it was 1,000. You get $100 credit to Saks Fifth Avenue. So you get $50 in the first half of the year, $50 in the second half. So I used my $50 credit to get this body wash. So I've like known about Aesop for a while. It's like all over social media. It's very aesthetic, as you can see, but I didn't want to pay full price for it. Like it's not available on Sephora, so I can't get my 20% off. So I got it on Saks for free. But this is the Geranium Body Leaf Cleanser, and it smells so good. It's one of my favorite body washes to date. Like I have been using this exclusively since I got it. Like I'm not even interested in my like Joe Malone like body washes for now, because this is like so good. So I'm like really been enjoying it. It's just very refreshing spring. It has some citrus notes as well in addition to geranium, and it's just very enlightening. Is that a word? Like uplifting. Like, there we go. It's very uplifting but like calming and relaxing at the same time. So it's like so good. I would spend the $50 on it. It's like now that I know how good it is. But yes, that was a very nice find this month. And then finally, in terms of favorite, one of my favorite experiences this month was watching the Avatar. It was so lovely. I didn't know what to expect. Of course, I love the first Avatar so much. Like I've watched it like 5 times, and I never watch movies on repeat, but it's like so good. It's like you're in another world every time you watch it, and I love that. Everyone, of course, I love the characters in there. Like like I love their story and how they came to be, and then I love just the whole, I don't know, ethos of the Navi people. I don't know, I just love it. So anyway, the second one was also great. I went to see it the first day it came out, and it was on IMAX, so it was fun with the glasses. You got that like 3D effect. It was very immersive, very fun. So yes, I really enjoyed that. Now let's move on to my goals for January. Okay, so in terms of goals, I'm totally switching it up. I'm not going to be doing or bringing back any of the goals from the last few resets. Maybe in the future I will, but in terms of video goals, like I think I'm at the point where I'm highly motivated to do YouTube. It's like second nature now, and I have the time and I figured out a system, so I don't need that goal anymore. And I'm going to be going on vacation, so that's an activity right there. And I'm not going to be at home for most of the month, and then when I get back I'm going to be working constantly, so I won't have time to list anything. So we're not bringing back any of these goals. Now we have some new goals. So those goals are to redesign my website. I mentioned this in a video at some point, but I need to redesign my website. Like I looked at it. Okay, so I started this website in 2020. It's Bonjour Barnes, so my name plus bonjour because I love France. And you know, B&B is just kind of cute. So yeah, started the website in 2020 to talk about my finances, because at that point I had given up effectively on YouTube because I felt like I wasn't meant to do YouTube because it was so hard for me to, I don't know, talk on camera, and then I wasn't making much progress in terms of getting subscribers or monetization. So I put YouTube on the back burner, and then I started this website, which I enjoy. Like I actually enjoyed writing about finance. It did take some time to get it off the ground in terms of getting viewership, but eventually I did get some viewership and I was able to monetize it with Google Ads. But since I made it in 2020, I started getting back into YouTube in most recently this year, so 2022. So it's been on the back burner, and when I looked at it recently, I was like, oh, this needs to be redone. It's looking a little dated, so I need to, sorry, I keep on checking because my camera battery is about to die, and I'm not sure like how long it lasts once that battery sign is on, so I have to keep on checking. But yes, I need to redesign the website. I'm going to have some downtime off on my vacation, which is the whole point of the vacation, so I hope to do it then. The next goal is to complete a budget sheet that I'm working on, and of course you guys will see it once I make it. But I don't know, it's related to all the things that I do already and show you guys, so that's a hint. But I think it's a good addition to my Etsy shop, so I need to do that. And then I need to post on TikTok. In my 2023 goals video, I mentioned that I need to start getting into Instagram and TikTok to like build up this content creation business. So I finally want to post some TikTok. I got a little bit more motivated because someone mentioned that it's a little bit more low-key / carefree than YouTube, because YouTube is, you gotta put a lot of work in there. You gotta like tag, well, I don't use tags anymore, but you have to like write out your description, you gotta make sure the video is together, you gotta make sure the thumbnail is together. It's a lot of work. And then if you post anything outside of the ordinary, like the algorithm will dislike you like forever. So there's a lot of nuances to YouTube. So knowing that TikTok is a little bit more carefree, like I feel a little bit more excited or motivated to try it now. So I will try to make a TikTok in January. We'll see how it goes. Next thing that I want to do is organize my laptop files. So I create a lot of files when I'm content creating, and I have like spots for them to go, but sometimes I let those files like pile up where they shouldn't be, like on the desktop and in the download folder. So I need to go through those and like delete the ones that I don't need and organize the ones that I do. So I will do that this month. And then I need to declutter my photos and videos. I still have some videos on there from my previous vlogs I need to delete because they're already saved on my external hard drive, so I don't need them anymore. I need to make space for the new videos, of course, for my trip, because they take up a lot of space, and my phone actually has very limited space. It only has 128 gigabytes, which when I bought it, I wasn't thinking of using it for video creation, but it has come in very handy for that. And I don't want to buy a new camera with more, or a new phone with more space, so I need to like delete the old one. So that's another goal. And And then the last goal that I have is to read one book. I haven't read in a minute. Like I haven't read a book like all month, I believe. And then even before that, it's like I kind of took a step back like after the summer. I don't know, I started doing other things and like didn't find the motivation to do it. I mean, a lot of that downtime was spent on YouTube, either watching YouTube, which I need to cut back on because I need to spend more time creating things. Although YouTube is enriching in some ways. Like I learned a lot of things on YouTube, but I want to dial it back and then use that time to read a book. So we'll read a book this month. And then moving on to do, we got a few housekeeping things that are financially, etc. related. So I need to fund my Roth IRA for this year. So that is going to be $6,500. I normally do it at the beginning of the year just to get it done because I save up the money monthly and then just put it all in one lump sum and choose the stocks / exchange traded funds that I want. So I need to do that. So I am actually going to do that tomorrow because that's going to be New Year's Day and it's going to be when you're going to see this video as well. So I will be doing that. And then I'm checking the battery again, but I am going to start withdrawing the dividends that I make from my brokerage account. So historically, all the dividends that I make from my investment accounts, I have been reinvesting into the stocks. However, since I'm going part-time and I don't want to feel as though, like I want to soften the blow of the fact that I'm getting less income. So I will start paying those dividends out to myself. So I'm going to talk more about that as well. I think I need to make a separate video about it. But, and you'll also see it in my budgeting videos when the dividends do arrive. But I need to switch my account so the dividends go to my checking account. And then the last thing that I have to do is to trim my hair. That's a pretty basic thing. I do it like every 3 months. So I have it on my calendar to remind me. So there it is. So guys, that is it for my January reset video. Lots of exciting things, lots of good things. I'm feeling grateful. That's the word that I'm feeling about all the things that have been happening recently and all the things that I've been able to accomplish. Very grateful for that. It's been a journey. Let's just say that in terms of everything, but I'm very excited to have gotten to where I am today and to have gotten all the lovely things that have come into my life, and hopefully more will come into them as well. And of course, I wish the same for you guys too. If you have anything exciting going on or you're planning anything exciting for the new year, of course, let me and everyone else know in the description box, and not in the description box. Let everyone know in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.